Today we have sun oven made stuffed pizza for lunch. It's absolutely delicious, made with garden ingredients and whole spelt flour, and everything is nice and melted and done. The texture is excellent. So I'll show you how to do it. It starts with a regular old bread type dough divided in half. Half goes in the rectangular sun oven pan and half gets rolled out on a silicon mat. I normally cook with one of these two whole spelt flours, but spelt cooks up just about like wheat, so you can substitute whatever kind of flour your family prefers. What is important to this particular version of this recipe is this particular kind of yeast, which I find on Amazon. Here are the proportions I use to make the dough. About 2 teaspoons of this yeast dissolved in half a cup of warm water, 2 cups of spelt flour, a tablespoon of canola oil, salt to taste, knead it all together. If you need a little bit more water, I added a little bit this time. I often do. And that's it. Divide the dough in half, roll part of it out in the black roasting pan and part of it out on the silicon mat, and that's all for the dough. Into the roasting pan, sprinkle a generous amount of Italian-style cheese and crumble on about 1/3 of a block of feta. I'm using an 8-ounce block, by the way, so 1/3 of that. Now we have this, and it's time for some vegetables. I was attempting to imitate, and I'm really pleased with what I got, a broccoli and cheese version of stuffed pizza that I used to get at a pizza house. The most suitable vegetables I have in the garden right now are these Kujo negi onions that are from Japan originally, and they continue to produce well in the heat, so we'll use some of those, and tree collards. Tree collards will put up with heat and still produce good leaves when broccoli would be burning up or tough as nails, or both. These have to be caged because cabbage moths just love them, but other than that, they're wonderfully vigorous, and we're going to use some of them. They do have a quite similar to broccoli flavor, and even though this is July in the South, they are tender. This should make today's pizza. I'm just going to use a knife and cut it up as finely as I can. I don't honestly know if you can use a food processor to do this. I don't have one, that's why I don't know. But I certainly want it cut, not pureed. So you can judge based on the performance of your food processor. Now let's put the cut vegetables onto the pizza on top of the 2 kinds of cheese, and trying to stay away from the edge because I want to seal 2 layers of crust together when I'm done. Now we'll top that with some more Italian cheese to try to glue everything together, and then try to turn the silicon mat upside down so as to dump the second piece of dough on top of the first. Not too bad. Went a little askew, but it's going to fit. Now we don't want the ingredients to spill out into the pan, so I'm pressing the 2 layers of dough together all the way around. And then we'll make a little X with the fork for the steam to escape. Today's pizza went into the oven at 10:40 a.m. The oven was not preheated, and I did not give the dough any time to rise other than the time it took me to put the pizza together. That's the special thing about this particular variety of yeast, that you can do that. I went off and did other things, and while I did, the oven reached 300 degrees, baked the pizza. The dough rose and became a great texture while it baked. It's astonishing. And at 11:35, so 55 minutes later, I removed the pizza and ate some. A fellow solar cooking friend introduced me to this saf yeast. I've made this recipe in the past several times and been pleased with it, but it's been much more complicated in the past because of multiple rises for the dough, and because I used to do a separate baking for the bottom crust to make sure it got done. This is so delicious and so easy by comparison. One could certainly substitute different stuffing vegetables and probably use frozen broccoli and onions if you are unable to get fresh. I would recommend fully defrosting them before using them in this recipe.